Teacher Skyla here with SkylaSposts.com, and on this channel you'll find videos all about teaching ESL online, health and wellness, and just life of a work-from-home, stay-at-home mom. Today in this video we're talking about the IP blending slide, the Phonics slide for the mock class A for the lower level students. And the reason why I decided to share a video specifically on this slide is because it's the one slide when people are doing their mock classes for VIPKID. I am a mock class mentor, so I am the person mentoring them when they come into a mock class pretending to be a student. And a lot of them come in and say, I'm so confused about the IP blending slide. I don't know what to do. I've seen a million examples. What am I actually supposed to do? So we're talking about this pretty slide right here. I have not yet learned how to record my screen and add it to myself. I'm learning all about all the tech things. So I wanted to show you. This is the slide. The tips given are: student is introduced to blending with IP. Student reads and circles each word. That's the tip given. Now, something we always look at is up here. What little letter do we see? We see I phonics. I means introduce. So, with all introduction slides with VIPKID, we will always isolate something. So vocab, there's a vocab word. Phonics, there's a phonics blend. Sentences, there is a sentence. We will isolate the IP word first. So before you do anything else, isolate the word IP twice because it's an introduction slide. You would do it something like this. IP. Finger to chin means repeat. Ear cupping means you want them to give a verbal response. You are welcome to add in any kind of prop if you would like. An example would be if you have a whiteboard and you have it written down. IP. Just be sure that the student says IP twice prior to doing anything else on the slide. Now, of course, we need to use correct synthetic phonics sounds, and the student needs to say all three parts of blending a word, such as z, ip, zip. Okay? Now, you get to choose how you get your student there. Okay? You have tools. 4 tools you can always choose from while teaching. You can choose from instructional TPR, educational TPR, on-screen modeling, or props. This is where you start to see a lot of variety in the examples that you've watched of this slide. This is why sometimes you might be confused on how to approach the slide. Now, instructional TPR would be something directional with your body. Maybe you're doing something like z, ip, zip. Draw a line, z, ip. Anything like that. Any kind of directional gesture for them to follow. Z, ip, zip. That's instructional TPR. Educational TPR are actions that can be reciprocated. So on blending slides, you don't always see as many actions, but this is where you see a lot of variety with props. You could do something like zip if you wanted, and that would be an action that they could reciprocate. So you've probably seen people use magnets, whiteboards, Legos with letters on them, flashcards. They are all correct. They can all be correct. That's what's so wonderful is we follow the guidelines, we isolate the word, but then we get to pick. As teachers, we get to pick which form of modeling we'd like to use. On-screen modeling would maybe be you're underlining the Z and underlining the P as you're having them repeat it. Or if you're modeling to circle while you're doing it. Here's an example of how the slide could be done using instructional TPR and on-screen modeling. When I do this, we'll pretend like I'm circling, okay? Ip. Ip. Good job. Z. Ip. Zip. Good job. Ip. Rip. S. Ip. Sip. Ip. Hip. So I did use one prop. I used instructional TPR, and I also used on-screen modeling. And then, of course, it does encourage you to have them circle the blended word. So then you would say circle zip, circle rip. You can choose to either do it as you're going, or you can choose to do it at the end. So keep in mind, isolate it first because it's an introduction slide. Isolate IPE. Isolate if twice. That's where that sound came from. Isolate if twice, and then make sure they're saying all of the parts. Zip, zip, ip, rip. You get to decide if you want to use a prop or what kind of prop. If you want to use on-screen modeling, you want to use TPR, that is up to you for sure. And then have them circle those words at the end. Please be sure to use correct synthetic phonics sounds, z, s, h, when blending. And you may find that if you just say zip, zip, and cup your ear without splitting it here, the student might just say the last thing that they heard. It's almost like they are hearing a long sentence and they can only grasp the end of it. So if you prompt zip, zip, you will most likely have a student go zip. And that's not blending, that's just repeating the word. So make sure that they say all three steps, z, ip, zip, while you're doing it. If you have any questions, please comment below or email me at skylessposts@gmail.com. And I will link some other tip videos below that are related to this topic. So I'll see you next time.